Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. And if you're a returning subby, welcome back. So I know your girl have been missing in action. I know, but I've been so busy with work and school. Honestly, I needed a break. And I still need a break. I need a vacation actually. But today's video is gonna be more, chill, kind of like a chit chat. I wanted to talk about insecurities. We all have insecurities, but how do we deal with them? How do we manage our insecurities? How do we overcome our insecurities? And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, like as a female, you know what, scratch that. As a human being, it's kind of hard, honestly, because there's always something that we don't like about ourselves, or there's always something that others point out, that we didn't even notice. And then we just become so self-conscious about it. So these are like 5 tips that I implement to help me overcome my insecurities. And I just kind of want to share that with you guys. So tip number 1, stop comparing yourself. I cannot stress this. I cannot stress it. Like, do not compare yourself to anyone at all. We live in an era where everything is on social media and everyone is flashy and designer, couples goals, like all of this. And that can make you feel like, wow, I don't have that. Why don't I have that? I should have that. And that will just make you depressed. You will just get anxiety. And you're just not going to be happy with yourself, I feel like for me, I have struggled with comparing myself to others in the past. Like, well, that person is the same age as me. This is where they're at in life, and this is where I'm at in life. And lately, I've just come to realize that what's for me is for me, and what's for you is for you. I'm in my own lane, and you're in your own lane. So you can never come out of your lane and come in my lane, and I can't come out of my lane and come in your lane, because what God have planned for me will come to me, and what God have planned for you will come to you as well. So I feel like comparing yourself to others is you're just digging a hole for yourself, honestly, and you're just going to be super depressed, and that's not cool, right? So if you ever catch yourself comparing yourself to somebody else, I want you to start listing things that you're grateful for. Because you comparing yourself to somebody else is you being ungrateful. I want you to let that sink in. You comparing yourself to somebody else is you being very ungrateful, because you have a lot of things in your life to be grateful for. So there's no need for you to look and see what your friends have, or your famous, or like not your famous, but like your favorite YouTuber have, or favorite celebrity, or anything like that. Stop comparing yourself. Number 1 tip. I cannot stress that enough. If you see me looking down, it's because I got a little notebook and I kind of like wrote it down. Tip number 2, identify what your insecurities are. I feel like once you know what you're insecure about, that's how you can go about fixing it. So for me, I know what my insecurities are. And once I know what my insecurities are, I try to love them, appreciate it. So not to get too detailed here, but one of my biggest insecurity was having stretch marks. But over time, I've just come to love them. It's part of me. It's who I am. It tells a story. It's my scar, it's beautiful. So I feel like once you're able to identify your insecurities, then you can tackle it, and then you can really sit down and think, well, where did this insecurity stem from? Is it something from a family member or a friend, bringing that to my awareness? Because I know for me, coming from a Caribbean background, I did grow up around a lot of people that are very critical, they're opinionated, and they feel like they need to tell you the first thing that comes to their mind. Like, ma'am, no. Keep that to yourself. I didn't ask for that. But so growing up from a Caribbean background, like I've dealt with that. People like giving me their opinions about me, how I look, what I'm going to do in life. And, like that leads to insecurities. So I feel like once you identify what it is that you're insecure about, and then you can identify where that stemmed from, then maybe you need to cut somebody out of your life. If you have that one friend or that one auntie that is always opinionated and just giving you her opinion about like you or anything relating to your life, I need you to cut that person out. Like, you gotta go, like, because you just giving me a whole bunch of problems, but you're not helping me solve it. And like I feel like you need to surround yourself around people with good energy that will help you grow. They won't only identify your insecurities, but it will help you love your imperfections, because we all have imperfections. We just have to work on it and love ourselves for our imperfections. I am heavily flawed, but trust and believe, I love it. Like, it's who I am. It's what makes me me, It's like my little, I don't know how to say it, but my little traits, and it's tells my personality, So it's like, just identify your insecurities, and that's when you can start like really diving in and learning where they came from. Tip number 3, tackle your fears. And I feel like this goes neck and neck with identifying your insecurities, because once you can identify insecurities, then you can tackle your fear. Like say if your one of your insecurities is being alone, I would suggest, going out, taking yourself on a date, going to movies alone, going on lunch by yourself, like that is you being scared of being alone. That is an insecurity. So then you want to face that insecurity head on. You feel me? Tip number 4, find things that make you feel good about yourself. Find things that make you feel good about yourself. So for me, what makes me feel good, or when I feel like I'm letting my insecurities take over, I listen to affirmation videos, or I list out things that I like about myself. And me saying that out loud makes me feel good. I have a playlist of like songs that like, once I'm feeling a certain way, I'm feeling down or sad, I have like my hype playlist, like I play that and that puts me in a good mood. So find things that make you feel good about yourself, whatever that may be. For me, it's in the form of words of affirmations. Like, that makes me feel good, because I am affirming stuff to myself. I'm speaking sweet things to myself, and that in turn makes me feel good about myself. And tip number 5 would have to be self-care and being kind to yourself. Like, self-care is so important, and being kind to yourself is so important. I know a lot of people feel like, oh, self-care is like going, getting your nails done, your hair done, whatever. Self-care comes in many different forms, but honestly, you need to take care of like your mental self, okay? So take a step back from work, from school, from whatever it is, and take a mental break, like go on a walk, go on a hike. Self-care doesn't always have to be something that's like materialistic, like, oh, I'm gonna buy me a bag because that's me showing self-care to myself, or I'm gonna go spend money and get my nails done. That's self-care. No, that's you fixing your outer appearance. Like, you need to self-care, show self-care and love to your inner self. So how are you going to do that? You need to take a mental break, go to the spa, be one with nature. Go outside, like I said, go hiking, go for a walk, go for a jog. You know, self-care it comes in many different forms. And for me, self-care is honestly holding myself accountable for my actions. You need to be able to hold yourself accountable for your actions, because if not, then you're just continuing with that toxic trait, and that is not good for you or the people around you. So that is a form of self-care to me, holding myself accountable, you know, realizing when I'm wrong and how I can fix that. And sometimes for me, self-care is calling up my best friend, like, yo, I need a bestie day, like, let's chat. And we would just talk about anything and everything under the moon. Like, it doesn't need like to be like a specific topic or anything like that, but that's a form of self-care for me. Or, you know, just being alone, taking time away from being around family or friends or like coworker, and just having that one day where I just cater to myself. My cell phone is off. I put the social media away, and it's just me, you know, and me being able to reflect on what's bothering me. And when I say be kind to yourself, I really mean be kind to yourself. You're human. We're not perfect. You're going to make mistakes. This is a learning process. So be kind to yourself. If you made a mistake, you made a mistake. Don't beat yourself up about it. If you didn't do so good in a class, you know, don't beat yourself up about it. Just figure out how next time you can improve. Same thing with work. Maybe you didn't get that promotion you wanted, or you didn't get that raise you wanted. It's fine. It's okay, sis. It's okay. Take a step back, reflect. So going forward, what happened won't happen again. And that's how you get to learn yourself, and you can identify your toxic traits, your insecurities, and you can fix them. Because I feel like one thing that I've learned this year, and honestly, we're gonna make this tip number 6. You ain't gonna be everybody cup of tea, okay? Because I ain't everybody cup of tea. I have a very strong personality, and not a lot of people get that. Not a lot of people will take the time to really get to know you as a person and your personality. So I know that can be an insecurity for a lot of people, not having a lot of friends, not being able to fit in, and you're like, oh my God, they don't like me. Stop. You are not everyone's cup of tea, and that is perfectly fine. That is perfectly fine. That doesn't mean something is wrong with you, or that doesn't mean something is wrong with them. It's just they don't like your tea, sis, and that's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with your cup of tea. It's just not their taste. Like, you feel me? So like, I'm so serious. Like, I feel like this year, that was something that I learned, that I'm not everyone's cup of tea. And honestly, when I say that, I smile, because it's like, okay, ain't my fault, ain't their fault. Like, it just is what it is, honestly. So I know that can be an insecurity for some people. Just don't even worry about it, you know? But I hope that these tips that I shared with you are helpful, and then you can implement them and kind of figure out like how to go about tackling your insecurities. But if you liked the video, please make sure that you like, comment, and please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it, guys. So bye, see you in my next video.